What's going on? Welcome to episode 4 of the Building Lemire Lead podcast. So, I've been doing this since about the end of August, but all of my content is on Spotify. So, you can just go on there and listen if you want. But this is the first time I'm doing a visual. So, it's funny. I never really cared for one doing a podcast, and two, I never cared for a visual. But I was talking to one of my friends, and he was like, "Bro, like people like to watch visuals, like might as well." So I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna do it. But then of course, you want to do everything extravagant, get the right camera. But I'm like, you know what? Let me just start and get it over with. Because all the other ones that I did on Spotify was just me with my headphones and talking to you guys. But I think this is cool because, like he said, you do get a visual aspect of it. So this episode is probably gonna be quick. All my episodes are quick. It's never anything probably over 20 minutes. But this one right here, I wanted to talk about is the title of this one is going to be "Sometimes God Will Use Someone Unexpected." And the reason why I say that is this. So Monday morning, so I actually ended up getting a job. If you guys don't know, I moved and I didn't have a job. And I was searching for a job out of desperation in a sense because I had bills to pay. And I'm like, how are these bills gonna get paid? I didn't have money saved because something happened right before I left. And it was just a whole like some crazy stuff. It was nothing that bad, but it was just like stuff that actually depleted me. But ended up applying to jobs, and I got two offers. I took one of them because it was more money, essentially. And from the very first day I started, I'm like, they would ask me, "Can I do the job?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course I'm gonna say that 'cause I need the money." But two, I knew I could have did it. But literally every day I would go in there, like I just couldn't get the energy to do what I had to do. Granted, I did it though. Don't get it twisted. I did it. They saw me trying. They saw me, pursuing it. They saw me doing what I had to do. But it was a certain drive and passion that they wanted to see that they just didn't see from me, and they knew that my heart was somewhere else. So I'm gonna cut all the way. I'm not gonna even talk about the job really. I'm not gonna say what it was. And it was something that had nothing to do with my career field, but I figured it was somewhat customer service. I'm like, okay, I can use this I could take this to my business. And some of the stuff I already took to my business, like relentless calling and relentless pursuing a potential client, like stuff like that. I've been taking to my business like ASAP, right? But Monday morning, it's currently Wednesday, January 14th. So literally this past Monday, I walked into work and I had a feeling. Because one, I had a weird dream. I'm not gonna talk about it. I had a weird dream about the job. But then I also, on my way to work, I was just praying. I'm like, God, like, show me a sign. Show me something that to keep me going with my personal brand, my personal business. Because I have bills to pay. I don't know how things are about to get paid if I leave this job or lose this job. So I get to work, whatever, regular day, and I don't want to say I was down, but I knew I felt something in my spirit, something was about to go on. So I sat down and I was planning my day as usual, like nothing happened, or my emotions kind of out the window. I'm like, oh, here we go. But I sat at this computer all day, make calls and da da da. So literally, I remember the time I clocked out. I clocked out 44 minutes into my shift. I had to clock in at 9. I clocked out at 44 minutes. So I would say 30 minutes into my shift, one of the managers called me into the office. We sat down. I'm not gonna say everything that was said. It was nothing bad though, but it was just certain things that I'm not gonna repeat. But the basis of this is what I basically took from the conversation because this is literally what they said out of their mouths. They said, "Lemire, are you?" They basically said to me, "Lemire, you're too creative to be in a space like this." Basically, I had to help them film something for the company on Saturday, and they was like, "That's the first time we actually saw like your energy for real." And I didn't realize it because I thought I used to troll enough, or like they see me smile and laugh enough. But they was like, "This is the first time. That was the first time we saw your energy," and they knew what I did on the side, but I didn't really like say too much of it because I didn't really care for them to know. But they was just like, "Yo, we can tell that's where you need to be. You need to be in this place like that." But mind you, I needed the money. And granted, they actually gave me the option to stay. They was like, "Lemire, if you're here, you gotta dedicate. Are you gonna be dedicated to learn this stuff? Are you gonna be dedicated to do what you need to do here?" And yes, I was gonna do it. I was gonna have to do it regardless. But they said, "Are you gonna dedicate your time Are you gonna dedicate your time here?" And this is where I knew it was done for. They asked me that, and I paused. I couldn't say yes automatically. I said yes after waiting about 10 seconds. And in that moment, I'm like, "Oh, I'm about to get fired." But they didn't even fire me. They said, "Lemire, do you want to be here?" I said yes. We continued our conversation. They asked me again. They said, "Lemire, do you want to be here?" So one of the managers said, "Lemire, if you had to think," and I thought about it, and I was like, "How about this? Let me just come to you at the end of the day and speak to you." They literally said to me, she said, "Lemire, if you have to think about it, you should not be here." The other manager goes, "Lemire, matter of fact, just come to me in an hour, bro. Like, you're good. Just come back. Let's talk in an hour." I was like, "I bet. I'll do that." I knew God was telling me, "Lemire, leave. Stop. Because I feel like at that moment, God was like, okay, now you're playing with me. I'm literally, you asked for signs. I'm literally telling you the stuff that you need to do. And you're just not doing it because you're so stubborn and you're so scared or nervous. So I got up. I turned around. I was going to walk out the door, go to my desk, just continue the day and wait, go talk to him in like an hour or two. I turned around. I was like, you know what? I don't want to keep wasting you guys' time. And I do agree. I shouldn't be here. I gave them my keys and I cleaned up my desk. But the thing is, I didn't do anything with an attitude because nothing like caused that. I was very calm. It was kind of mutual. Maybe they might have been frustrated on their end that I didn't know about, and I don't really care that much. It's not that serious. But I did everything with grace. Like I cleaned up my desk. I literally all the papers that had my name on it, the stuff I worked on while I was there, I kind of just put in the trash. I cleaned up, made sure my space was neat because someone new actually started that day too. So I'm like, you know what? They probably gonna take this desk. Let me make sure they have a clean desk at least. And I just left. But then one of the managers literally looked at me. They was like, Lemire, you're going to be good. Like, you're going to be great. Like, something like the right opportunity is about to come your way. And it's so interesting that they said that to me because I'm like, y'all don't really know me. They really didn't. Like, I was pretty much quiet at that job. I knew, like I said, my energy was so down there. And it was crazy because I was literally sitting there, like, applying for jobs because I was so anxious just to make money. And it's like, you got to be real. We have to make money. You got bills to pay. You need things to be covered, but I have to remember, who's my source? Yes, a job helps, but God is. So even if I do have to get another job, God is going to direct me on what job to get. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be something that actually relates to what I want to do. Sometimes you're going to have to do things that you may not want to do. And I think that's what made it tough for me. I'm like, okay, is this something that I don't want to do, but I need to do it just for the money? Or is it something that, no, you don't need to be doing at all. Trust me what I'm doing in your life. And I think that's where I pretty much was. And now here's where it gets crazy at. On my way home, I started praying again. I'm like, God, I left and I felt that peace, but it was like 10 minutes into my drive back home, I started getting in my head again. I literally said, I'm like, oh, dang, I have this due in like next month then. Cause I have one more check from the job coming in. I got, dang, this due. I have this due. I'm like, what am I going to do? And I started panicking. I'm like, Lemire, stop. This is your issue now. You keep panicking, worrying about money or worrying about this, that, and the third, instead of keeping the main thing. What is the main reason why you moved, right? So I was like, all right, bet. I was like, God, show me a sign. I'm like, show me a sign, give me something. I don't know. So I came home and I took some of the lessons that I got from that job, where it's like be relentless and like constantly pursue, right? So I literally told myself, okay, I've been sending people emails and DMs, right? I got to send the same people a DM in the morning and at night, and emails as well, morning and at night. Forget it. I'm going to annoy these people until I get a response for a collaboration or even just to help them on projects, just to make sure they know who I am, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people DM certain people or like send emails and their emails get lost. So I'm like, okay, bet, let me make sure I'm always on the top of their email, right? I came home and I sent the DM to a lot of people, but I sent the DM in particular to someone who owns a company or who runs a brand in New York. It's nothing to do with clothing either. It's funny. They run a brand in New York. It's two people. I DM'd the lady who runs it. And mind you, the first time I DM'd her, because her boyfriend doesn't have an Instagram. So I DM'd her last summer when like I first did the Buy Her Flowers campaign. She didn't respond. I DM'd her again literally Sunday night, which was mad random. I started DMing people again because I knew like that job was like something was telling me that job is done. Like something was telling me. I DM'd her as soon as I got back from that job. I'm like, yo, Lemire, like it's really all or nothing. Like you got to start contacting people. You got to make something shit. You got to make these connections. Bro, no funny, like, I think 20 minutes later, she responds to the DM. And literally what I wanted to do is I just wanted to send them some Buy Her Flowers merch because I knew I was working on the new stuff, but I just wanted to build a relationship with them. I'm like, I want them to at least know who I am. And I know that Buy Her Flowers thing fits their brand, like, perfectly. The stuff that they do, it fits it perfectly. And I know they can actually help in some way. But I'm like, I want to build a relationship with them because my goal is to have a collaboration with this company and with this brand, right? So she responded, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, God, you're funny. And mind you, like, I was so gassed. I'm like, there's no way she really responded to me. And that's not saying she has a huge following and stuff like that, but like, yo, like they be around some dope people, but their brand is like really blowing up right now, like moving. And I really admire what they do. And I'm like, wow, she really responded. And like, the thing is, she didn't just respond and say, oh yeah, just send it over. She actually said, oh, thank you so much. That's so nice of you. And like, she gave me like the address. She said, yo, I'm working on a PO box. Just send it here though. Like, and I'm sitting, I'm like, wow, it's just so simple. So simple. So literally that same day, I wrote them like 2, 3 notes. And I told them like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like just from now, because this is the first people I really gave PR to, like the first people. So for me, it's like, okay, I always said the first people that actually says yes to me or actually responds to me, from now on, bro, anything I make, they're getting like that's all like that's them, because I don't know what one video can do with them wearing that basic Buy Her Flowers shirts. And I always make a joke and say I don't like t-shirts, but t-shirts is good marketing. T-shirts can be an entry level to everything else that I do in terms of my cut and sew garments and even the whole community that I'm building with this brand, right? So I sent that. So I literally like went to USPS and I sent everything over to her, and I just came back. I'm like, God, thank you. And just throughout the day, I was like, wow, that's crazy how if maybe I did not leave that job when I knew I was supposed to, granted, I probably shouldn't even have been there. Should have took the other one, but hey, it's neither here nor there. But what I'm learning is this: if I didn't obey God, or if I didn't do what He was telling me to do, or if He didn't give me those, or if I didn't listen to those signs, I don't know what would have happened. I don't know if I would have had that same hunger to send those DMs. I don't know if I would have had that same hunger. I really don't, because it's like the timing was so perfect. I literally clocked in at 9. I left work at like almost basically 10 o'clock. I was only there for like an hour. I left. I'm going home. Nice day, beautiful day. I get here, sit in my office right now, and I just started grinding, sending mad emails, DMs. She responds, and that's only one response so far. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, as I said before, if I didn't listen, would that have happened? Now, I'm not saying this right here is gonna be an opportunity where everything blows up. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm realizing is just like, it'll be little things, little by little repetition that will start falling in place. I didn't care for that Buy Her Flowers merch anymore because I'm working on new stuff for it, and I got tired of it. When you're a designer or artist, it's like you do stuff, you kind of get tired of it. But I was talking to my brother, and he was like, yo, you still got product that you didn't sell yet. What are you talking about? You need money. You got product that you need to sell. You may not like it, but bro, you got to push it. That's product that you need to move. And when he said that, I'm like, I bet. Let me at least try to send some PR to people to get this to blow up. So when the next drop comes, people are on it. So I say all of that to say this to you guys. When God is telling you to do something, or you know deep down you need to do something, just do it. It may be hard. And listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying get up and leave your freaking job. That's not what I'm saying. The reason why I struggled so much with it, because I've always had a job. Like, no matter what it was, I was working retail anywhere. I even worked for Chick-fil-A for a while. I'm always going to have a job just to pay my bills, but also, too, it's just like that comfortability knowing, okay, at least I'm going to have a paycheck every 2 weeks, and I know I'm good. But then it's like now I'm stepping into a season where you don't have a job right now, like a regular job. You need to be focusing on this. Why? If you need to look for a job, do that. But you need to focus on this and trust that God will start providing. Remember this one thing, and it's something I keep telling myself, and I'm going to end it here. It takes one yes. It literally takes one. It takes one video to blow up. It takes one opportunity, the right opportunity. And it just takes one yes from somebody. One person can literally watch this podcast episode. And for me, it's just a little quick podcast episode. I put my mic up. I have my DJI camera sitting here, and I'm just talking to you guys. To me, I think I might just post it, and whatever happens. I'm not thinking about it. It could be one person scrolling on YouTube who looks at this video and say, no, I want to help this person right here. They have a goal. They have a dream. And I know they're going to be successful. Let me help them. That can literally happen to you. And I think that's how you guys need to start thinking. Your mind is such a powerful place. And I had to tell myself today, coming back home, because I had to pick up a sample t-shirt for something. Your mind is such a powerful place. The stuff that you think usually like really can come to play. Even if it doesn't, it just brings you down. You need to think positive. You got to think in abundance. If you come from a poverty-stricken place, whatever, you got to try your best to think abundantly. Because carrying that mindset everywhere is not going to do anything for you. And worrying doesn't do a thing for you regardless, right? So remember this one thing, and I'm going to end it here. It takes just one yes. One yes to change everything. So do the hard thing that you know is probably going to seem like crazy to some people, or it doesn't make sense. But if you know deep down it's going to work, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. All right? So but I'll see you guys on the next episode. I just dropped a YouTube video called Reference Points and Experiences. I'd love for you to go back. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Watch that video too. That's a funny video because that was right before I left that job on Monday. And I'm actually currently recording a YouTube video too, which I documented the process of when I left too, obviously. So thank you for watching this episode, listening or watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.